Hello everyone, in this lecture video I am going to teach about parallelogram law of forces, theorem and numerical triangle law and polygon law. So in the previous session we were seeing about composition of forces, resolution of forces and all. And in this session we are going to see about parallelogram theorem. Okay. So what is meant by parallelogram theorem means when there are two forces acting at a point, okay, and both having certain magnitude and direction by the adjacent sides of the parallelogram, the resultant will be represented in the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through it. Okay, let me explain the theorem statement in the upcoming slides. Okay, so you can see that when there are two force system, guys, this particular theorem is also known as two force theorem. Okay, and law of composition of two force system or parallelogram force parallelogram law of theorem means this theorem only. Okay, so imagine there are two forces P and Q. Okay, it is having some magnitude and some direction. Then the resultant will be represented by the diagonal of the parallelogram. Okay, so here I have represented like P and Q. Okay, so it's having some magnitude and direction. Okay, so it has been represented as a two adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Okay, OA and OD. We're just naming it as A and D and closing this and naming this as a B. Okay, now what we are going to do means, see guys, the angle between P and Q is theta. Okay, let you take imagine like theta as the angle between P and Q. Okay, and R is the resultant vector, right? So the angle between R and P as phi. You just imagine like that. Okay, now what you have to do means just drop a perpendicular line at P point. Okay, and mark the 90-degree over here and make it as C. Okay, so this total angle is phi, and what will be this particular angle between this AB line and AC line? Nothing but the same angle as that of this OD and OA, the same will be here, right? So it is the theta. This is how you need to draw this parallelogram figure. Okay, so what you have to do means, see, we already knew that resultant is nothing but the sum of P plus Q, right? Okay, so now expand A to C and draw BC perpendicular to OC. Means, see, as I said, see, you expand this C and just make a perpendicular, drop a perpendicular line from C. What I said, that same thing here they have explained. So the from the triangle OCD, COCD. Okay guys, see guys, now you have to use Pythagoras theorem, that is a root like hypotenuse square is equal to sum of root of other sum of other two sides, square of other two sides. Okay, that is OC square plus CB square. OB square is equal to OC square plus CB square. But in the OC you can see two sections, that is OA and AC. OA is nothing but P. Okay, just you can substitute this. Okay, the OB square is equal to OC square plus BC square. As I said, OC is equal to OA plus AC. Just substitute it, you will get equation number 1. In the triangle ABC, see, in the triangle, just see the triangle, and now you get the value of cos theta. Cos theta nothing but, see, what is cos theta? Adjacent side by hypotenuse, that is AC by AB. AB is nothing but Q, right? So you can substitute, that is Q. So you will get AC is equal to Q cos theta, right? And when also you will get cos theta is equal to BC is equal to Q sin theta by resolving it. So then what you have to do means substitute those things in the equation number 1. So if you substitute these two things see, already we know that what is the value for see, BC we know, and AC also we know. Substitute, just substitute it. Okay, if you substitute you will get the value for R. Okay, substitute the value of AC and BC in equation number 1. Okay, in equation number 1. So you will get the final equation, which is the magnitude of the resultant. You will get R is equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Okay, step by step, if you substitute you will get to know. Okay guys, and here the one of the term they have used is sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Just substitute it, and this is in the form of A plus B the whole square, that is A square plus B square plus 2AB. Substitute over it, so you will get the final answer as R is equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta, right? And how to find the direction of the resultant force means using the tan phi. Tan phi is nothing but BC. See guys, here you use tan phi. Okay, tan phi is nothing but BC, that is opposite side. Opposite side, adjacent side is OC. BC by OC. So just substitute over it and substitute what is OC. It's nothing but OA plus AC. And you can substitute the BC value, OA value, OC value. So you will get phi is equal to tan inverse of Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So this is the direction of the resultant. This is how you need to find the resultant of magnitude and the direction of the resultant of the magnitude of resultant force and direction of the resultant force, right? So we shall see the first numerical in the parallelogram theorem. See guys, the question is two forces of magnitude 6 Newton and 10 Newton are inclined at an angle 60 degree with each other. Calculate the magnitude of the resultant and the angle made by the resultant with the 6 Newton force. Okay, so they are telling that the resultant as 6 Newton. So you just take, let P and Q be the two forces, okay, having the magnitude 6 Newton and 10 Newton. That is P is 6 Newton and Q is 10 Newton. Okay, and theta is 60 degree. Okay, substitute it, so you will get the resultant R, that is 14 Newton. You use the formula R is equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. If you use, you will get R is equal to 14 Newton. Okay, this is the magnitude required. Okay, now what they are saying, they want us to find the magnitude of the resultant and the angle made by the resultant. See, we have found the magnitude of the resultant, but we don't know the angle made by the resultant. For that, just use tan phi. Tan phi is nothing but Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. Substitute over here. See, P is 6 and Q is 10. We know it. Just if you substitute, you will get the tan phi. Phi is nothing but tan inverse of 5 root 3 by 11. This is the required angle for the numerical. So this is how you need to substitute the values and you need to get the answers. Okay, the second question is, they have given the resultant of two forces, one of which is double the other is 260 Newton. Okay, the first case is they have taken the two forces, that is one force you just consider as F, and so that the other force is double the other, so take it as 2F. So that is equal to 260 Newton. If the direction of larger force is reversed and other is remained unaltered, okay, so the resultant reduces to 180 Newton. Determine the magnitude of the forces and the angle between the forces. So what they are saying means, take it into two cases. Okay, one as see guys, this P you take one force as F, two forces 2F. Okay, and substitute it in the formula R. R is equal to root of, see guys, R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Substitute over it, the first case, you will get one equation. And the second case is, take first force as F and the second force as minus 2F. Okay, and the resultant value is 180. So you will get another one more equation. By using these two equation, you will get the force values, that is 100 Newton, 200 Newton, and finally the angle. Okay, so guys, you will get you have two cases. If you substitute, you will get two equations. Using the two equations, you will get the final answer. Okay, and one more thing is, one more numerical is, if two concurrent forces A and B acting at a point are 200 Newton and 300 Newton, what is the magnitude of the resultant force? They are asking if it is making an angle of 50 degree with each other. They have given theta, A and B. Okay, we know the resultant formula. Instead of P, Q, they are using A and B. Okay, substitute over it in the equation, you will get answer. See guys, in the previous numerical and even in this numericals also, what you have to know means, this is a direct substitution of force P, Q and theta. Okay, no techniques are used. Even in this numericals also, just take it as a two cases. One equation equal to 260 Newton, other equation equal to 180 Newton. Okay, you will get two equations. If you substitute, you will get all the values. So this is how you need to find out. Okay guys, and one more thing is, the next thing which I would like to give the lecture is triangle law and polygon law. See guys, when you have 2-4 system, it comes under parallelogram law. But if you have 3-4 system and if you are arranging it into tip to tail arrangement means, it will look like a triangle. Okay, what it says means if two forces are acting on a body and represented one after other by the triangle. So when two forces are acting in a body represented one after other, the resultant is represented by the closing side of the if like it represented by the closing side. Okay, see guys, if you have two forces, okay, the resultant will remain the close will be as a closing side, so it will look like a triangle. Okay, and when coming to the polygon law, when you have number of concurrent forces acting simultaneously on a body and each are having magnitude and direction each force sum, what happens means when the resultant is represented, okay, the resultant will remain as a closing side of the polygon when you are making a tip to tail arrangement. Okay, that's all. So it says that both the laws says that the resultant will act as a closing side of the either triangle or a polygon. Okay, thank you everyone. So we'll see you in the next session.